Hello everyone, welcome back to the 5-digit UK Cup. We are continuing through the losers bracket. We are now actually seeing the result of the past two matches. We have Umaroth, who just won the last match, and we have Vonneti, who won the match before. I'm interested to see how this match goes. They are currently playing the warm-ups, so there's nothing to worry about for these players just yet. And I am once again joined today by the GOAT themselves, Mavosich. I keep pronouncing your name wrong, and I don't know why.
Oh, it's okay. But hello there. Yeah, welcome to the match. We are seeing, as you said, quite an interesting match between Umaroth and vonneti, two extremely strong players fighting it out in the losers bracket to stay in the tournament for the final stage, securing place in the top 4, I believe. Actually, they already secured their place in the... Wait, no.
We're in semis, so it's like 5th and 6th, right?
Oh yeah, top 6, yeah. Still insanely good placement already. But yeah, heading into a warm-up, not much to say just yet, since this should not matter too much. Yeah, the star rating of the warm-up is similar to the pool.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually, I think, on the lower end now. We're looking at like last week's star rating matches. Because a lot of these ones have been a lot higher on the star rank, getting around that 6.5, 6.6 average, which has been making these maps a lot more intense in this round, which have been really fun to watch, honestly. A lot of close matches, a lot of very close scores, and a lot of intense just back and forths.
Absolutely. Speaking of pool, do you have any favorites from the map pool?
From this map pool? DT3 has been a very funny map to watch because it is only a minute long, but in that 1 minute that the map drains on for, it is such an intense, like, just set of like 280 DPM bursts. But other than that, I think honestly my favorite map to listen to has been at Hard Rock 2. But I think I'm always just gonna go back to that No Mod 2. They've always just been so fun to watch, and we watched one player choke the SS on them on the Saturday, I believe.
I would somewhat agree with you on this one. DT3 is insanely intense map in terms of, as you said, high BPM to 80. It sounds like tech map, but this difficulty is not tech. I mean, we have seen that before. No Mod 2 down cooking with the song, down cooking with the beat map as well. Pretty nice. Yeah. I do like that No Mod 3 as well. It's a bit on the longer side with 2 minutes 50 seconds of drain time, but it is pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, it's that No Mod 3 banger song, and especially on the later half of the map where those like alt patterns get so much more intense, it's always just a good bit of fun to watch. And there's been quite a few ending clutches on it. I mean, Silver was the case for that as well in the last match. Sorry.
Indeed. I mean, we have some more known tournament maps like Salamander at HR1. I personally usually seen that map as hidden 2, mostly in lower ranked tournaments like 70k to 6 digits. I have seen that hidden 2 in a tournament myself, so I know that.
That is minor brag. Nah, but it's so, yeah, that Hard Rock one, I mean, making that a hidden map, I mean, I get it. Because is it lower approach rate? Normally, I assume so.
This difficulty, this one is AR9, I believe, but I think there's diff with the same background that is AR8, AR7 as well. I mean, a map that is mapped quite a bit, so you know, there's a lot of variety with it. The pool is overall pretty big. 4 double times, 6 no mods, 3 hiddens, 3 HR. So I believe for the first like 3 picks, we will maybe see some really confident picks. But after that, if we get to that point, it usually gets pretty interesting as maps start to run out.
Yeah, with this match, I also think it's going to be, I feel, especially when looking when Umaroth is a player, I think this match is going to be very different to the match they had earlier today. Because, you know, Umaroth isn't exactly a mechanical player. They don't usually pick into, like, you know, more 2s, that DT3, for example, or the DT2s. But in the last match they played, they were picking into them because even though they're weak on those mechanical focus maps, their opponent was as well. But for this match, we're going to get a player like vonneti. I feel like there are so many maps that vonneti can pick it into that Umaroth has to ban probably that No Mod 2 and DT3 or DT2. But even with that, I think vonneti is going to have some guaranteed picks, but that also does go for Umaroth as well, who can pick pretty much any like aim-focused map or that hidden 2, hidden 3 and be quite comfortable on it.
Yep, just as you said, vonneti insanely consistent and insanely like total, just good at those mechanics, heavy picks. And I mean, on any pick overall, I would say maybe there are some that they might not be as comfortable on.
Yeah,
I feel like it will be a very interesting match.
Oh,
in terms of scores and stuff.
Yeah, I think in the maps that aren't their usual go-tos, they'll be very, very close in their scores, and even on their go-to matches, on the go-to maps, I don't think their scores are going to be like a few 100k difference, but I think it'll be quite clear we're not on their specific maps. But then when it gets to those later stages, I think it can generally become any person's game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, in the back of my head, and probably everyone, I'm hoping to see that TB be played this time, because in a match like this, it would be insanely cool, insanely intense, and the song is as well insane banger.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it'd also be really interesting to see tiebreak with these two players, because I mean, these two players are like opposite ends of the spectrum on their skill sets. One's very good at aim, one's good at mechanics. So seeing that go like head to head on that kind of tiebreaker, I think it'd be a very, very interesting like map to go head to head on.
Definitely. But yeah, there's a long way till that potential tiebreaker happens. As players needs to get, is it 5 points each? Yeah, I believe it's 5 points each to enforce a TV.
I think so, yeah. To enforce TV, I believe so.
Yeah, first to 6. So yeah, both players need to win 5 maps, either by breakpoints or by winning their own picks. Doesn't matter. 5-5.
Get that 5-5. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're Umaroth in this case and you want to like try and solidify, especially getting those 5 points and not letting your opponent have any, if I'm Umaroth in this situation, honestly, just get rid of the No Mod 2. Make that the first ban you have, because vonneti won't ban No Mod 2. And with how they've been when it comes to those No Mod 2s in this entire tournament, lethal. That's the only word I can use to describe them on No Mod 2.
Definitely. I would say that if there were protects in this tournament, No Mod 2 would be one of the maps on vonneti's list to protect first.
Yeah, sadly, there are not any protects, which means you can't have a guaranteed map in your favor. It would be nice to have that extra bit of strategy though, wouldn't it?
Definitely. I do wonder if he is counting in the potential ban from Umaroth, or if he just put No Mod 2 on his sheet, like, yeah, pick this first and try to get point on the board and then see whatever is happening next.
Yeah.
Or they have a note like, this map will most likely be banned. I need to pick something else that I'm comfortable on to get that first point on the board. Maybe start putting the momentum to my side. But there's a lot of strategy into 1v1 tournaments, actually, that if you're a referee, you might not see it as much. If you're a commentator and you do more matches, you might start seeing those patterns. But I'm not sure. It depends on how prepared you are. And now, I believe none of these players have side reading the pool since they already played it in a match. So
yeah, both these players have played this weekend. Umaroth playing pretty much an hour ago or just over, and vonneti playing 7 p.m. yesterday. So yeah, both these players have got that, you know, experience on this map pool. And yeah, as you were mentioning, when it comes to the strategies in these 1v1s, it can be, I mean, you can go quite in depth in the strategies on like your picks, your bans, or kind of the mind game you want to play for that 1v1. Because I mean, the best way I put it is, if for it being a 1v1, it is that personal match. You're on your own against your opponent, and you can try to either chip it mental by picking maps that you know they are horribly not going to be very confident on, or maps that you are so confident that the score's going to be so variously different. Or you could focus on playing something that your opponent might be weak on or that you're weak on, but you know your opponent is just that bit slightly weaker on, so you could actually pick into those. There's just a lot of variation you can do in these 1v1 like 1v1 matches, and I'm interested to see how either of these players take it.
Yep. Let's see how it goes. We are starting with the banning and picking process, with first ban going to Umaroth, and so will first pick actually, as vonneti picks the second pick option. Double time to ban. I don't think no one is surprised with that.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most expected bans, if not the most expected ban, because of the pure finger control and speed required for it. And then the No Mod 3 and DT1 bans also quite expected. Getting rid of that, DT1 and a lot of that aim, and then No Mod 3, that finger control, ult, really awkward aim patterns. So those 3 maps are quite gone, which is sad, because all of those maps are also really fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. No Mod 2, is it gonna be? Is the question now. No Mod 5 actually, alright.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked with that ban either, because again, it's another one of those cases of vonneti is super strong mechanically, Umaroth isn't as much. So even though you know that vonneti will likely probably 99 FC that No Mod 2, it's better to play something that isn't going to burn you out completely, rather than, make sure they don't FC, but then you're playing a map like No Mod 5 where you're going to be completely out of stamina by the end of it.
And maybe they just feel more comfortable on that No Mod 2 than No Mod 5. There's a lot you can think of as well. So now first pick is going to be chosen by Umaroth, and now I'm interested in what will it be. Yeah,
I'm personally expecting probably that Hidden 2. It was their opening pick last match, from what I remember, but yeah, I think it's going to be one of the aim maps, or one of the Hiddens especially. Like, they could pick into the Hard Rock 1, Hidden 2 and 3, because they were very strong on that Hidden 3, but I think so was vonneti.
Hidden 2, I believe, was picked in both matches, actually, with vonneti winning it against Shamui, and then I believe Umaroth was the winner against Vampella. I might need to check that.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because Umaroth did start quite strong as well. But yeah, going to the Hidden 3. Now, this pick is going to be a unique one between these two, because Umaroth, in their last match, literally earlier today, put a insane score out on this Hidden 3, and even hitting the first major fail point, I'd say, on this map, with the small bit of a stream hitting in, and then a really awkward wiggle pattern vertically and horizontally later in the map. Umaroth got through the first one, but did fail on the second one. However, vonneti, from what I remember, was really good at building combo everywhere else on the map, but had a small bit of issues there. So I think this is going to be the case of who can build up the most total combo, and does Umaroth build combo through and after that first death spike?
That's a good question, as we start the match with Hidden 3 picked. Theme of Digital Dimension by Fumi Umatani. I hope I did not mispronounce that. Umaroth finds a break as the first player. vonneti still holding on to 98% FC, but it's quite early into the map, especially with the Yai not even starting, so we'll need to wait a little bit for something bigger to happen, I believe.
Yeah, those scorelines aren't gonna become drastic just too yet. I mean, it's still 30k difference pretty early in, but, it's gonna come up to, who holds the accuracy when the next combo breaks, and who can get through those death spikes. Umaroth, finding an early break will make it a bit harder, but vonneti finding a break now is gonna start moving that scoreline over as we're getting almost to the halfway point of the map. That scoreline is closing the first wiggle section. vonneti misses, but Umaroth, as predicted, does hit it perfectly fine, who now also holds accuracy and combo lead, and moving that score over in their favor by almost 30,000 pretty quickly.
If those misses from vonneti comes an accuracy drop, and now Umaroth with the combo and ACK advantage on his side. Score lead as well, going up to 100k pretty rapidly as we approach the last third of the map. vonneti finds a miss, Umaroth trades it, but that reset will favor Umaroth quite a bit, as there is no combo on vonneti. There's nothing he can come back from as of now, unless Umaroth finds like a massive chain of misses now in the last fourth of the map that is approaching right now.
Yeah, and there's definitely an opportunity to find those chain misses on this map, and there's one of them, but Umaroth does find the break on, and vonneti does hold combo through. So it's just this case again. They're just showing that one's good at the intro section and one's good at the later half. But vonneti finding that break, I think, has sealed the deal with this 80k score lead in favor of Umaroth, even with that small bit of an act drop there. And I believe that is Umaroth taking the first point home.
It is gonna be point for Umaroth. Definitely a great start from them. Getting a point on their pick, getting a point on the board. Putting a bit of momentum to their side. But it's still not too heavy-sided since vonneti is about to pick their first pick as well. And that number 2 is still on the board. That double time 3 is still on the board.
Yeah, there it is.
We will see the DT3.
Yeah, this map is, I mean, again, I was saying, one of the more fun ones to watch for me personally, just because it is so intense pretty much from the get-go. I mean, you get, I think it's about 40 to anywhere between 40 and 100 combo free on this map. And then the next 600 combo is just pure lethal, 277.5 BPM streams. And Umaroth hopefully trying to bring in some of that, what's the word, trying to materialize the ability to play this level of tapping where, you know, it is those 277 BPM bursts and streams, and it is OD 9.4 as well, so cheesing them is a bit harder, especially when it comes to the accuracy. And then you look at vonneti, who's a player who, when this map got played last, I think they were the person to play it, and I mean, the score wasn't like unfathomable, like 99% FC, but it was still very high combo, almost, I think it was an FC. And they had a strong enough accuracy that it was basically almost unbeatable from their opponent at the time. And I think this could be another one of those cases because, you know, it's aim player versus mechanics, and this map is pretty much only mechanics.
Yep, definitely a map that should favor vonneti on paper. It is pretty short though, so combo gaming can be applied if you just, you know, mash through the bursts and stuff, but it is pretty finger control heavy as well. Umaroth finds the first miss, and the score lead is already 30,000 in favor of vonneti. Just from that, vonneti, Umaroth both trading misses, not gonna help Umaroth, especially not with that egg disadvantage by almost 10%, now above 10%, as Umaroth just keeps finding those 100s, keeps finding those misses. vonneti does trade the misses, but does not trade the egg, and now the lead is not that huge, around 70, 80k, but it's gonna be hard to get it back.
Yeah, building up that score lead, especially at this point, is so difficult. As last third of the map, literally maybe about 20 seconds remaining, and there's like no accuracy on the side of Umaroth, which is unfortunate. They've built up some good combo there, but vonneti's still holding on to the combo game to match their accuracy. So, you know, making a comeback at the end of this point is pretty much impossible, especially the miss there. And yeah, it all went out as expected. vonneti pulling out, you know, maybe not as high as a combo as last time, but pulled out, you know, good enough accuracy, good enough score to pull out a 400k almost to win the point back that they just lost. And yeah, I mean, that kind of went as expected for that DT3.
I think the board shows how comfortable each player is on that map. Over 10% accuracy difference. Yeah, I don't think this pick would have gone anywhere else. Really. Well, Umaroth pick 2. There's still insane amount of options on the board for both players. Some might be good, some might not, but it's your task to choose the correct one, I guess.
Yeah, and Umaroth has quite quickly picked into that hard rock too from the start. By Laufey, I think it is. A very, very enjoyable song. Very relaxing, very calming. Actually might make controlling nerves a lot easier because of how relaxing the song is. Going to that heavy precision aim, which will be benefiting Umaroth on paper. But, you know, vonneti, as being the mechanics player, has been showing off that they still have a decent range of, you know, that flexibility in their skill sets. They've been playing some decent aim. They're quite good at hidden. And Hard Rocks is another thing they have added on that list, but the question is their ability to play Hard Rock enough to upset Umaroth on this Hard Rock 2? That I'm not entirely sure of, but I guess we'll see.
Definitely an interesting option. HR2 picking into the more, let's say, gimmicky options with the CS 6.8, a bit above your standard HR2 CS 6.5. It's not making too much difference, but it can throw you off a little bit, even though it's just 0.3 difference.
Yeah, like it's such a tiny difference on the numbers, and even when you look at them, it might not be too major a difference, but yeah, if you have that comfort on usual Hard Rock 2s, maybe that level of position isn't something you are, ready to start playing. But, it's a map in the pool you have to get ready to play, and Umaroth does find a very unfortunate early break, and this map is on the shorter end, so maybe it's not a break you want to risk having just yet. But, they're both holding on to strong accuracies, Umaroth with the accuracy lead, so if vonneti does find a break, they can have a chance to bring it back in their favor, and there's the break. Both players haven't found breaks before the first major diff spike of the map during the Ki, and as speaking of, the build-up for it will be starting soon.
There is the build-up, some sliders starting to hit in. Both players seem to be hitting it. Some more, some less comfortably. We see some egg drops from Umaroth, we see combo drop from vonneti. And it's slowly but surely starting to turn into a combo game versus egg game, but Umaroth finds the miss, vonneti trades it, but the accuracy lead is on vonneti and there's no combo now. So that should favor vonneti a little bit, but here comes the break, here comes the slightest egg drop you can get. Umaroth gets the score on their side as they're holding on to 60 combo higher, 50 actually. So yeah, I know this map is not decided and it won't be decided till the end of the map, I believe. Umaroth finds a miss before the break-ish thing.
Yeah, on the break, and it's unfortunate for Umaroth because they do just keep going back and forth on their misses, but that's not a miss. I don't think will be traded quickly. And vonneti's now building upon combo and has, quite good bit of an accuracy lead, and Umaroth finding another break is going to make it a lot harder to bring it back, especially because there's barely any map left. This is kind of the last div spike, and vonneti does drop at the start of it. There's about 50k difference between these two players, so if Umaroth is able to hold the full combo and build accuracy during the section, that could be a slither of hope, but it's going to be so difficult to get this part correct. The nerves are kind of showing in play, and vonneti finds another break, but it's still 60k difference between these two players, and there's basically nothing left of the map, which means I think this point is going to be the first break point on the board with 40k difference between them.
Umaroth holding the combo, but there was just way too much accuracy dropped from their side, even though they held the combo. That it will be 40k in favor of vonneti. Second point heading to their side, and with that breakpoint, the momentum might start to shift a little bit. You don't want to lose your second pick. You don't really want to lose any of your picks. And if it happens, it usually hurts. Now vonneti, which is even worse for Umaroth, there's still that normal 2 left on the board, which... I mean, no one would be surprised if that pick came.
Yeah, if that normal 2 gets picked, it wouldn't be too surprised. It's... vonneti saying normal 2 is not tapping. Yeah, Loki agreed. It's 180 BPM. Loki agreed. But, that... trying to pick off on the momentum would be doable. But we do see vonneti pick No Mod 6. And if I remember correctly, this was the map that vonneti did pull out an insanely good full combo on this. Which means I would favor this to being in favor of vonneti, if I remember this correctly.
That was indeed a score in their favor last time. AR6, which is small. Not small. Low. Well, yeah. Small. Yep, whatever. Just easy territory almost.
Yeah. It's super low AR, super dense. This map also has, to mix in with already the difficult, gimmicky low AR, it has a decent bit of reading implemented into it. So not only are you struggling to read the approach rate, you're then reading the map. This map is reading squared pretty much. And it's a bit more forgiving on easy when it comes to that density though, because it is CS 4.5, it is on the smaller end, and it's a bit forgiving with it being OD 8, but that does not make this map easy by any means. It is 3 minutes of this gimmicky reading consistency, which is it's already difficult as it is, and then adding on the longevity of the map to boot, it is always going to be something that's... It's not something you want to pick into unless you are highly confident on it, and vonneti is definitely one of those players who is very confident on that, I guess.
I would agree with you. There is quite a bit of stacks in this map, and I feel like they change in tempo a little bit.
Some of the bursts,
vonneti, not gonna FC the map this time. Finding the first break, Umaroth with the full combo, tiny bit lower accuracy. But it's giving a lead to Umaroth by around 20,000.
Yeah, the first kind of tempo changing, like, I guess, stacks does kick in. vonneti still about 120 combo behind, but has got that accuracy lead by about a full percentage. And the squares don't claim either of these players yet. This map can get, you know, it's not too complex on that aim itself, but again, it is that reading that is going to be challenging these players. But I guess the practice really is showing for both of these players, because sight reading some of these patterns can be super complicated with the way they almost go back on themselves, but not in the order that's usually expected. And, you know, that combo is just building for both of these players.
I'm interested in that part with tiny bit higher stacks with like 4 or 5 circles at it, since no, you misread one, you misread the starting one, you note log, and your accuracy will go down by an insane amount. So watch out for those. And speaking of accuracy, vonneti up to 98%, Umaroth 96.7. A little bit behind, but that combo is making them quite a bit of favor, 70,000 points in lead right now. But if that combo drops, that will mean trouble, and a huge one if vonneti holds.
Yeah, and that like the risk of dropping Umaroth here is going to be a lot worse as well, especially due to that accuracy lead by vonneti by about 1.2%. And neither of them choke on the back and forth pan, but one of the key eyes, and this one is quite difficult to get right. A lot of that, you know, still that aim control, that snapping aim, but a burst to mix in and then to boot. It's a lot of reading that will come into play as well. Neither player choking on the triangles either, or these doubles. We're at the point where, you know, Umaroth needs to keep holding on to that combo. vonneti having that very early break at the start, this isn't something I'd usually expect on this no mod 6, but maybe that early tactical miss really just not coming into play for vonneti favor here. As it comes to the end, 98% accuracy, but the score lead is so in favor of Umaroth now, I don't even think a miss would recover the score.
I don't think so, as we are at the end of the map, and that's gonna be a full combo, not from vonneti's side this time, but from Umaroth's side. And yeah, that's a breakpoint you do want to see if you're Umaroth, but it makes you think, if you're vonneti, that maybe this player is comfortable on stuff I can play as well, and it might be more difficult to pick against them. But same applies for Umaroth, of course.
Yeah, I mean, both those players quite confident on that reading type map. I mean, both of them very confident on that no mod 6 is proven. And then, you know, you look at that like hidden 3 where, yeah, Umaroth won it and comfortably, but they were kind of back and forth in that hidden 3. And, you know, it's now at the point where both of them can play. Well, I mean, Umaroth better at aim, but vonneti can also play aim to a certain degree. Both of them can play reading, and then vonneti can play tapping better. So they have one skill set each that they definitely gap on, but then everything else, they're relatively, or if not exactly even.
There's quite a bit to think about when picking. Now Umaroth is the next one to pick, and they will head into Salamander. HR1 aim map. Very aim map.
Yeah, it seems that Umaroth is going to be picking into their strength, especially after hearing vonneti saying about missing on a 2-star aim pattern. So maybe trying to stack onto that aim and just bring out another point to their favor, try and bring the momentum back now that they got their breakpoint back. The good lucks are already coming out quite early in, so I think both these players have already gotten ready. This map is not on the longer end, but it is on kind of that middle point on map length where it's 2 minutes 30. So some consistency is required, but you're not worrying about some like the no mod one where it's 3 minutes 30. So you have a decent bit of leeway with that consistency, but it's still going to be a good bit required, especially for the aim in this map, and some of the very basic tapping also in the middle of it.
Speaking of length, this map is actually above average drain time of this pool, not counting TB, which is 2 minutes and 26 seconds. So the pool, a bit on the shorter side this map, 2.5 minutes as you said. Not too long in terms of map itself, but in terms of the pool, it's mid-range, I would say.
Yeah.
Starting off, again, accuracy lead on vonneti. I believe that was the case throughout this whole match so far. Unfortunately, combos peaks on that number 6 and the previous map, and that's what making the difference due to still, and the Salamander map has now started properly and no one is missing just yet on this aim sections. Those bursts as well not catching anyone off guard, and the score difference right now is because of the accuracy, which is now 3% in favor of vonneti.
Yeah, major accuracy difference, 3.3%, and kind of, still very comfortable for vonneti. But I'm genuinely surprised that neither player got caught off on those really sudden flowing patterns, but both of them seem confident, both of them got that practice on this kind of map. And right now it is that accuracy game going head to head, as both of them still hold on to FCs past the halfway point of the map. But this last half does get harder, and vonneti finding such a random break on the 1-2s. I believe finding such an unfortunate under aim. Umaroth isn't claimed by the slow slider, which means that they're going to be holding on to the full combo, and that scoreline could flip over, even despite the accuracy difference between these two players.
Right before the slow part as well. Well, slow but not easy, definitely. Unfortunate miss on the aim, as you said. And they were not happy about it. vonneti finding yet another break. That one was an SP, I believe. Umaroth finding a miss of their all on that slider, but managed to get 100k lead just from the combo they held. And there is some combo lead on vonneti. There is a lead on vonneti, but vonneti goes down, and I don't think there's much that can be done anymore. Umaroth will take the third point.
Yeah, by the time Umaroth found that miss, the damage was already done. They were already so far in the lead, despite the accuracy difference, and Umaroth pulling out genuinely just a clutch of the century, holding on combo just that extra bit longer to keep them in the map and in the match. And they shared the exact same miss count. The accuracy so in favor of vonneti, but at the end of the day, Osu, especially stable, is always going to be a combo game.
This, even though you are on score v2, even though accuracy matters quite a bit, combo rules, and that's what we are having right now, as Umaroth takes the third point. I don't want to say purely, but mostly by holding the bigger combo.
Yeah.
And there comes the no mod 2 everyone has expected from vonneti.
Yeah, literally vonneti's home-bred map at this point. 185 BPM, this is light work for vonneti. It's just going to be that really intense flow aim, and from what I remember, vonneti was the player that pretty much just choked the SS on this map, holding, I think it was 99.6 on this map, or something thereof. So, that comfortability on that no mod 2 is definitely there. That, as I said already, that home map, it is OD9, so a bit easier on the accuracy side of things, but a bit more ruthless when it comes to the note lock side of things. So pray you don't over-aim at any point of this map, otherwise you will find yourself in a very, very bad position.
Yeah, the OD combined with the flow aim this map has. Yeah, one miss and it might be over pretty much. Especially if you're as consistent as vonneti, but so far Umaroth also holding on to that full combo for the first few streams and bursts. But the accuracy is making the difference, and as we can see, that double S on vonneti maybe trying to fix that choke from last time. So far it's working. 1/3 of the map in, still double S, but there's still full combo on Umaroth, so if a miss from vonneti comes, well, you might have the better act. the combo will rule. Again, vonneti unfortunately not gonna get that double S this time either. Down to 99.5 with those two 100s, but still holding the lead by about 15,000, which is not much seeing how this map goes so far.
Yeah, Umaroth kind of pulling out the surprise card here, holding on to an insane 99% accuracy. Maybe not as insane as vonneti's, but also is on that surprise where they're holding on to the full combo, matching vonneti bar for bar pretty much, getting onto these harder and more intense throwing patterns. Any miss at this point is the fatal mark of the map, because either player miss and the other one gets through the section and it's just over. But there's the miss coming out from Umaroth and finding the note lock that we were mentioning about at the start of the map. Here's the last quarter of the map, and I think that has already sealed it, because vonneti has been building up the accuracy further after the small drop and holding on to that combo still on the end of the map.
Yep, there's no way Umaroth can find 200k score to match vonneti, and even worse for them, vonneti finds the full combo. Is it gonna be over 1 million? It is gonna be over 1 million.
He score-gapped himself! He score-gapped himself. Just yesterday, vonneti pulled out the 993k with, I think, literally the same accuracy, but this time pulls out the 1 million due to the difference in their 100s in the position and then spinning at the end. No mod 1 mil.
3-3. We are even, but it's not exactly the start of the match, since if you look at the map pool, there are some maps missing, and without those, it is gonna start to get interesting, as I said at the beginning of the match. Might not have as many comfy picks for you. You might need to think about what is the opponent not so good at, what you are comfortable at, to play somewhat good at, stuff like that. Just, strategy, which is all their thing. And now looking at the pool, that hidden 2 is still open, but both players did pretty well on hidden 2 in their previous matches on this pool. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if that gets picked.
Yeah, I think that hidden 2 has a high chance of getting picked, especially in the next 3 maps. We are going to be going to that no mod 4, going to the tech map, awkward tech, that does get a lot harder, especially towards the ending. And from just what you can hear a bit more on the unique side of songs. It's also a lot shorter, with it being 1 minute 55. So, you're not going to be too strained when it comes to your consistency, not too strained on any specific skill set for too long. But it's still just intense enough that, it can maybe bring out that level of discomfort when it comes to this kind of map.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. This map is, I would say, one of the tougher ones in this map pool. Even though it's 6.14 stars, don't get fooled by that, because the style of the map is quite different from your basic consistency A maps, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, tech is always, and always probably will be, underrated in the star rating side of things.
Definitely is. vonneti finding the first miss, even though it's pretty early. The map is not even 2 minutes long in drain time. And the next sections of the map are quite difficult to hold combo on, but actually never mind, both players are double S-ing these sliders, which is insane.
Yeah, holding accuracy on these sections is just crazy to me, if you ask me. And they're both holding on the high 97 side of things. Both holding on to that combo, but Umaroth does have that about 70-80 combo lead, which is, just based on that early miss from vonneti. But they both get through the long slider, the part of the map that gets, that signals the start of the difficulty increase. But neither of them choking on the triples, which genuinely impresses me to get past the halfway point on the map. Sliders that speed up and kind of the slow intermissions between them. But Umaroth finds such a random slider break or miss, which means that vonneti's going to start building that score back.
That one is gonna be painful. The accuracy was neck and neck as well. Literally just the same egg now. vonneti hitting those patterns. Wait, it was Bencho.
Oh my god. Scamber.
Holding on to that full combo, but vonneti finds a miss. Was that a miss? We will
I
not
think
know till the end
so.
of the map, I believe, but it seems like a legit one that gives Umaroth quite the lead, holding on to that full combo with 96.7% accuracy, up to 800,000 score, and I believe the miss on vonneti was indeed a normal one, which,
Wait, that means we've just seen an FC on the No Mod 4. Wait,
oh yeah,
what?
yeah, chill FC.
Hey? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's not something I thought would happen, but yeah, it seems Umaroth, I mean, showing why they wanted to pick into that No Mod 4.
Chill FC.
No, chill FC. Light work, no reaction, like what?
Right, yeah. That was the Nomad 4. That's gonna be another point for Umaroth, not dropping any breakpoints. More an HR3 Bloom in 2 gets picked by vonneti. Another interesting map, in my opinion.
Yeah. Getting to that more rhythm-focused map, a bit on that ult, that burst thing control. A map that I don't actually know who I'd put in favor of. When it comes to the pure 216 BPM burst that are kind of lit for this map, I'd definitely give it favor to vonneti, but there are some unique aim patterns, some unique thing control patterns that I think I would give more in favor of Umaroth. So I think this is definitely one of those maps that's definitely a 50-50, and as you were saying, I think it's because of the fact that they're getting so much further in this map pool where those guaranteed picks are now dwindled and they have to pick something they're maybe less comfortable with, but feel that they can still play.
Yeah, pretty much that. Another map on the, well, longer side than this map pool. Let's just say 2 minutes 46 seconds, almost 3 minutes of train time.
Yeah.
You could call that consistency, slowly but surely. The HR3 is usually not about consistency, but more about the, more, let's say, fancy, alti, I don't know how to call it. Feels that so old tech and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And this one
is usually quite unique.
features some hit written funky stuff, as you can very much hear. And see on accuracy of Umaroth, who is not so comfortable with the rhythm, I believe. 92, 91, vonneti on the 98%. But as we have seen throughout this whole match, accuracy does not matter every time, and if you are not holding your combo, it might cause trouble. Down goes vonneti, just as I say that, and it was an insane chain miss as well, down to 95%. But Umaroth trades it this time, so no combo advantage gonna be built up there this time. And, well, we are back to even, but vonneti with the advantage of around 8% accuracy, which is quite a bit.
Yeah, they're quite ahead on the accuracy for vonneti. I mean, the combos are pretty much identical. The scoreline's only about 50k difference between them somehow. Umaroth does find another miss, which means vonneti's scoreline is going to start growing exponentially in their favor. It's that about 300 combo halfway through the map, and, about that 80k score lead now that has grown quite quickly. 10% accuracy difference between these two players is a lot of that alternating coming into this map, and Umaroth does find another miss on it. Yeah, the finger control does start getting a lot harder, and vonneti showing that exactly because of another unfortunate miss from them. But this alt section, it claims Umaroth this time, and it doesn't claim vonneti on this case. But they're going to still keep comboing through it. And yeah, that accuracy difference just really just making major differences on top of the combo as well for vonneti.
I mean, I'm looking at the score lead and I'm questioning, is there even enough time if vonneti miss for Umaroth to come back? Okay, they are holding some combo, but that accuracy lead is making vonneti so much favor in terms of score lead now, up to 170,000. It's gonna be more and more difficult to shift back for Umaroth, if even possible. I mean, if vonneti holds, there's just not much Umaroth can do. 200k, and it's not gonna shift anywhere as we hit the last few sliders of the map. vonneti is gonna take the point of their own, and we are 4-4, one map away. Well, 2 maps away, but 1 pick from each player from that tiebreaker, which, I mean, it's getting close, and it might happen.
the predictions might be happening. It is so close. It is 1 point each from it. And it is Umaroth's pick. They can pick into that aim-styled map, can pick into that normal 1 still on the board. Could even pick into the hiddens, because there's still 2 hiddens available. But I think the hiddens are a bit too much of a gamble to pick because of vonneti's reading ability to mix in. Honestly, if I'm Umaroth here, I would say picking into that no mod 1 is probably the strongest thing you can do. Because DT4 has got a lot of that aim control, which you would benefit on, but also a lot of that thing control, which vonneti is definitely stronger on. And I think the tapping on that map can be just a small bit more important. So I think no mod 1 is probably the best bet for Umaroth here.
It's their choice. They have 4 maps to pick from, but as you said, DT4 is a tiny bit in vonneti's favor, at least on paper. Hidden 2 and Hidden 1 are really a 50-50 picks. No mod 1 would make the most sense. But we are gonna see the Hidden reading. Hidden 2, Snare of a Lifetime by Leroy. And yeah, I like this pick, even though it's 50-50, because Hidden 2 bias.
Yes. Yeah, I'd go on the other end. I'm so anti-Hidden 2 that my bias would never have me favouring it, but I do enjoy watching them because they're always, you know, a bit different than your usual style map. They're a lot more reading focused, a lot more just very different to like a standard normal map, for example, because of, you know, having to focus in on that reading a lot more. And when it comes to watching both these players play it, it's always a good bit of fun, especially the fact that vonneti, even though they are the mechanics dominant player, they're also very good at that reading, and Umaroth, being a very aim-focused player, is also very good at that reading. So this map is genuinely just a coin flip, and I'm very interested to see who it goes to, because momentum in this match hasn't been going to anyone. They've been going back and forth this entire match.
Definitely interesting pick, definitely a close one in my eyes, even though it did not even happen yet. 1 minute 45 seconds of drain time. That might be an issue if you find a miss that you don't want to see, like on some really stupid spaces. Well, any miss will hurt quite a bit. Umaroth finding with 1 if that wasn't Bancho, and already getting a lead to vonneti, but vonneti finds a miss of their own. Now Umaroth in favor, 100 combo, and vonneti finds another miss. Umaroth, I believe for the first time with accuracy advantage in this match, is holding on to that 20k now, slowly but surely approaching to 30k lead as vonneti tries to recover some of that combo now. Back to the accuracy lead. And we are back to what's happening this whole match. Umaroth just holding more combo, and the combo being a tiny bit more dominant on those maps that they get points on. So, yeah.
Like, Umaroth has been super strong when it comes to building up those combos, and right now it is definitely benefiting them, holding on to that about 50k score lead almost. And, you know, they're actually definitely this time as well. It isn't even bad. They're at 95%, only about 1% behind. And vonneti is at 300 combo on their tail with that combo and definitely ahead on the accuracy. So a miss from either player here is going to start, you know, spiraling that score out of control. But it seems that neither player is going to find that break just yet. Getting to the last third of the map where it does get a bit more intense. Those nerves will start skyrocketing, and it's just up to these players to not crumble on that pressure.
Yeah, this part, okay, you are taking a bit of break. Which is not so good for you is that, well, you cannot really hide leaderboards during break, so they have seen each other score, and Umaroth finds a miss that is gonna shift the score to vonneti's side pretty quickly as long as he holds on it, finds a miss as well. Umaroth finds a chain miss of their own. This combo is back to none on both players. The accuracy advantage shifts back to Umaroth with that vonneti chain miss. Umaroth finds a miss of their own again, but it's not gonna be enough as the map is over. Umaroth will take the point, and they are 1 point away from winning the match, but vonneti is the next one to pick. So it's either tiebreaker or Umaroth takes the match 6-4. And we are here for it.
We are here for tiebreaker. I mean, this was the exact case I think vonneti was expecting. I mean, they took a second to pick right at the start of the match, which was letting Umaroth take first pick. And I think the reason vonneti did that was because of this exact case scenario where, you know, they're looking to probably play tiebreaker now, and they're looking to try and build up momentum into tiebreaker by their own pick. And yeah, after that hidden 2, they were looking comfortable, they were looking confident, and just that ending set of misses really setting them back. And, you know, now they're on that uphill battle a bit. They can pick that DT4, they can pick hidden 1, they are definitely confident on hidden. They can pick that no mod 1, which is definitely a lot more Umaroth favored with that, a lot of that aim. But, you know, they do pick the DT4, going to that finger control, going to that aim control, and this one is, I would say, on paper, in favor of vonneti, but this could still go kind of either way.
Just as you said, there are 3 maps. On paper, DT4 should be better for vonneti, but it's not 100%. It's not even like 80%, I would say. It's just...
This feels like it's a 55
you
to
call
45.
it a 55. Yeah, something in that range. Which, hey, it's not comfortable win. But
yeah, it's gonna be that practice, I think.
There's a tiny bit better odds in favor of vonneti.
Yeah, 155 BPM. It's going to be a lot that ult, which, yeah, I mean, we've seen it come out. It's probably in favor of vonneti, but they also did ban the No More 3, which, you know, is one of those maps where if you're comfortable at No More 3, you'd be comfortable at this DT4. So maybe a bit shakier than initially expected, but again, it's just going to be on that tapping consistency, tapping control, which vonneti has been very, very strong on this entire match. And then if we're looking straight on that aim control, Umaroth has been strong on it. But again, I still think it is like 55% in favor of vonneti, but I guess time will tell. This map's 2 minutes 30, so it's kind of sitting in the middle of that average. And it's going to be that combo versus accuracy game once again.
Oh, vonneti starts off with a miss that is gonna hurt a little bit, but Umaroth trades it back, and accuracy is now gonna do the difference, as there's not too much combo happening on either of the screens. There's still quite a bit of the map left, but so far it is looking tiny bit better for vonneti if they hold somewhat the same combo as Umaroth, and if they hold that accuracy lead on their side.
Yeah, I mean, Umaroth is definitely be needing to build up that accuracy, especially on these parts now where they have that chance to. And that combo, I mean, they're only about 40 combo behind, so it's nothing too stressful just yet for them, but vonneti is in the lead with both combo and accuracy, but they're also leading that score by about 40k, 30k right now, which means that, you know, that miss from Umaroth apparently is going to be causing a bit of a major issue now, where, you know, we're getting to almost the halfway point of the map, and vonneti is holding on to the 600 combo still, and they do find that break now, just before the break.
Those are 2 slider breaks from vonneti. 100 combo on Umaroth. I'm not sure if it's a... Nah, never mind. There's no combo on Umaroth. I did not say anything. I'm sorry. vonneti now definitely holding the lead combo side, X side, and score side. So yeah, that's a situation. That's a position you want to be in on the pick this late into the match. But still, anything can happen. There's 1/3 of the map left. The score lead is around 100,000, which might seem like quite a bit, but does not have to be. Some misses, some active drops, and it might be gone, especially with Umaroth trying to recover some combo up to 280 to 90, now 300. And it's still not over, but it is looking likely for vonneti to send this match to TB, especially with that Umaroth break hole.
Yeah, that break from Umaroth, I'm pretty sure at this point, especially that score difference, has confirmed that we're going to be going to tiebreaker. There's only a sliver of the map left, and unless vonneti just AFKs, there's kind of no way for Umaroth to bring the scoreline back. Not on that 93% accuracy, sadly. And basically, are on identical combos, so I think it is safe to say, Mavo, we get to see the tiebreaker on this match, as we hoped for at the start.
I mean, what other match than this deserves a TB? 2 insanely good players, 2 skill set, well, very, very different players. vonneti with 3 slider breaks. S rank, not even a miss. A bit unfortunate, but still gets the point, so it does not really matter 5-5. I believe it's time for the everyone ping. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, the head is already out.
And we are heading to TB.
It is time for the tiebreaker. I think the players do get a quick moment to catch their breaths, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're going into this tiebreaker. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I know I'll mispronounce it horribly. Yeah, getting into the longer map, of course.
What he said.
I've not just, yeah, whatever Jack said. I don't even know if you can hear Jack on the stream, whatever he said.
Oh.
They can't even hear him.
Yeah, Jack said it correctly, I believe.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. The guy that you can't hear has said it correctly. Yeah, vonneti is going to take a quick timeout, which is understandable. Getting, going to be quickly looking through the map just to see what to expect. It probably hasn't put too much practice into it. And
surely they played TB at least once, right?
well, the fact that both of them have left to go look at the map, I don't think they've put practice into it, or at least as much practice as hoped.
Right. That's... Nah, I think they can do it. It's okay. They will double FC. They will double S.
Double SS go to tiebreaker 2.
We go to TB2, which is gonna be Uparts by Camellia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn that into a free-for-all all over again.
Oh god, not that again. Realistically, I don't expect an FC, but it would be really, really cool. This map is something. 250 BPM, a lot of aim, a lot of everything, basically. Put into 5 minutes of drain time, 1941 combo, CS4, AR 9.4, OD9, pretty comfortable stats. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens on this TV.
Yeah. A lot of that consistency is really going to start showing through on a map like this, with its 5-minute drain time. And it's going to be one of those ones where, as we mentioned, literally at the start of the match, it's just going to be aim versus mechanics, and we're going to see which one of these players do manage to edge out the score because of it. Because they have been so 50-50 this entire match. I mean, that's how we got here in the first place. Got hit a tiebreaker because they're so close on their ability to play this game. And this match, I generally think every miss from these players will probably be traded within almost the same combo that the other player had.
This definitely gonna be that, I believe. There's quite a bit of timeout time happening right now. It's 5 minutes, which is not a small amount. And yeah, they are both playing the map. That was expected.
Yeah. It's taking a quick look through the map. I think Umaroth has finished looking through the map. However, vonneti is going to continue scanning through. They did get a 5-minute timeout, which means if vonneti really wanted to, vonneti could have just gone and played the map. Which, might be the play.
Can definitely get a run through the map down. Well, not anymore, as the timeout has been running for a bit. But if they started as the clock hits, I believe they can make it through the map.
Yeah, they can play pretty much all of it, except for maybe the last few seconds, but that's, something that you'll probably just play in the moment anyway.
Or you can try to DT it and get 1.5 run of the map.
Running this map on DT, oh god. I think that would be MRECable, and that's about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It seems our ref might have some hatred stored up against our host. Can we kill this ref? Yeah, the hatred coming out from both the ref and streamer and chat. Okay. We love good bit of banter. It's a long day. It's a long day. Can we make that like the entire motto of this tournament, of just like the 5-digit UK Cup? slogan. It's a long day.
It's indeed a long day. Oh, God. Oh, we see both players in the lobby.
Read Horimiya? Well, as in, like, the manga? Yeah, no, Horimiya was a great, I watched the anime of it. It was actually great. Probably one of my favorite romances. But I didn't read it, sadly.
Oh, good luck in the chat. We
Yeah.
are starting.
Let's
Hey,
get
place
this
it, that's
going!
Who is gonna forget the no fail?
Me, I forgot no fail. I think that's both players. Cold. So, we're not using no fail. I don't think.
Okay. You know, if it wasn't team versus, it would not matter too much. But if one team fails, the map just ends.
Guys, don't fail. Don't choke. Don't note lock. You have everything on the line. Do not end your tiebreaker rally. And yeah, the map has now officially started, getting this match onto its final legs, getting this entire build-up of this entire match coming towards its ending as we get into the last 5 minutes of this match. The last 5 minutes of pure intensity of these players going back and forth. And early in, it is the same as always. vonneti holding that early bit of accuracy lead, but Umaroth is going to be matching that combo and maybe even holding onto that combo a bit more confidently. But again, it's just going to be one of those ones. It's accuracy versus combo, but in this case, it's just combo being equalized.
Yep, it's too soon to decide anything just yet. There's about 1,500 more combo to be picked up.
Yeah.
Well, or like 1,400 misses you can pick up, whatever happens.
Just stop playing.
Yeah, so far neck and neck. The accuracy leaders on Umaroth's side this time, which is a rare sight, but a good one for them. That's not really relevant at this point, is it?
Yeah, but we're still so early in. Only in the first quarter. The score difference is literally about 2,000 to 3,000 between these two players. And, you know, they're still holding on to those major combos, getting through the first third of the map. And Umaroth finds the first break, getting to that first third of the map. So vonneti is going to be taking the combo lead and score lead. But they are still a small bit behind on accuracy. But, you know, that accuracy difference is so small that it's not going to matter too much. So Umaroth could start to bring back the scoreline if they hold on to that combo, but vonneti is just going to keep running away with it on this part, because this part is basically free for them. It's a bit of those bursts, a bit of that finger control, and not too much of that complex aim. This is stuff that vonneti thrives on, so they're just going to keep running away with more and more combo as the map goes on.
Combo is still there, approaching the halfway of the map in combo tips, 1,000. That's more than halfway on vonneti's side. That's a lot of combo they have picked up already. 300 on Umaroth. If vonneti finds a miss, there is definitely time for comeback, but they need to hold a bit of that. The accuracy lead is on Umaroth's side, which is a good thing for them, but again, they need vonneti to find a miss as soon as possible, ideally for them. But yeah, vonneti onto 1.1k. Throughout this slow part, no one missing on that, which is to be expected. Now heading into the more speedier map, more tapping rhythm-ish map.
Yeah, getting to the part where vonneti will probably start to truly thrive. I mean, there's still quite a bit of aim influenced around the map, but, you know, nothing that's going to be out of their comfort zone. And Umaroth is on that comeback, you know, getting that combo, getting that accuracy up. But, you know, vonneti is still holding on. But those are the misses that they were looking for. vonneti is now going to be playing only off the accuracy and the score that they had built up. 120k and another miss coming out. But Umaroth is now on that 670 combo. Higher accuracy too to match it. There's enough map left as well, so they can start building that scoreline right back up. 100k difference, and it's going to start closing slowly. Getting through these streams, getting through these 1-2 sections. And vonneti finds another miss. But it seems like Umaroth is just playing this so calmly now. Nerves are out of the building. They saw that, you know, that vonneti was higher up in combo before. Oh, a small bit of shake there for Umaroth on that slider, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing it that calmly, but definitely have the point in their hands if they manage to hold a combo. 50,000 points is the difference, and it's getting tighter and tighter. Umaroth holding on to that 900 combo. The combo will influence the score quite a bit at these late stages of the map, and it's getting so close. But Umaroth needs to hold. There is some combo recovery on vonneti's side. Of course, Umarov's holding the bigger one, and the score is going to their side. But once they miss, it's anyone's game, I believe. Umaroth finds the shift. There's not too much map left, and holding on to combo through the hardest parts of the map, I would say. Insane amount of capping, the insane amount of control you need. And in these sections, Umaroth still holding on to the 1.2k. There's not too much map left. vonneti holding on to the recovery, but it does not matter because Umaroth comes in clutch with the combo. Comeback 620,000 points to 573,000 points on vonneti's side. Umaroth will go to the finals.
Yeah, genuinely an insane comeback. I mean, vonneti looked like they were running away with it at the start. They had accuracy, they had the combo, but after that halfway point, they just started to fall apart, finding 8 misses in the last half of the map and dropping a good bit of accuracy. And Umaroth just decided to find an early tactical miss and brought it back from the depths, bringing it back in tiebreaker on the last moments as well. I want to say about the last 30 seconds was when that scoreline finally flipped over. Both of them having 1200 combo, but one of them on the intro, one of them on the ending. And that disparity in their skill sets kind of almost showing in the fact that, you know, they also had the disparity on where their combos were placed, one on the intro, one on the ending. It was so close for both of these players. It was so well played for both of these players. But Umaroth manages to edge out the victory. And yeah, as you said, it goes out to play on the finals.
What a match. And they did indeed forget the no-fail.
Yeah. Who needs no-fail?
Who needs no-fail if you can put a score like that on the board? Yeah, insanely well played from both players. Congrats to Umaroth for advancing to the finals losers bracket. Well played to vonneti, putting up an insane fight, insane show in terms of scores. And if this is the lower bracket, what is gonna happen in the upper bracket?
Yeah, I mean, upper bracket is currently being played, but I generally think that match will probably overlap with the OWC. It got delayed. It's happening at it's at 17. Okay, what? 19. Oh, yeah. So it turns out that the winners bracket match is overlapping with OC World Cup. So sadly, I will not be there to see it. But it will be the winners bracket if you're interested in seeing it at 7 p.m. UTC, or just 7 p.m. UK time. It's a UK tournament. And so yeah, if you want to watch the winners bracket, yeah, in 20 minutes. If you want to watch the winners bracket, go ahead. It will be a very, very strong match. It's Hunster versus Gary Eats, who is Wingo. And it will be a very, very strong match between those two. Likely will go tiebreaker as well. So I wish good luck to both those players, and I wish good luck to Umaroth in their next match as well.
I believe that's going to be it from us. Thank you, Torva, for joining me on this GoCast. Thank you, Jack, for streaming, and thank you, Reed Hormea, for reffing the match. That's going to be it from us. See you in 20 minutes, maybe, if it gets streamed, and goodbye.
Goodbye.